Gopi sets vision and strategic direction for the company. He leads all learning and education initiatives, and he is the principal facilitator for large learning and development initiatives across the company. I am very happy to introduce Mr. Gopi. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Even the welcome claps have dwindled down. I'm very happy my speech got shifted because I had friends of mine in New Jersey who were listening me right through the day, and they asked me what time my slot was. I said 4:20. And there's a little group and people are like, hey, Gopi is a 420 speaker. Oh, are you the 420 speaker? And I hope all of you know what 420 is. So I am the 420 speaker who is coming in at 4:55. And much like the way Ram felt that I wish there were more people to listen to money, he will feel I wish there were fewer is better. Because I'm an embarrassment to everybody here. Right, so how many minutes do I have? I have some time chokers here. So how many minutes do I have? I will accordingly plan 15. ரொம்ப soft சொல்றீங்க. Okay, can you hold 3 more minutes? I want to do a short exercise. May I request all of you to stand, if that's okay? So all of you can see me? Yes. Right. I'm going to demonstrate a very powerful learning concept called accelerated learning. The author of this concept is a gentleman by name Colin Rose. Now I'm going to teach you all Japanese 1 to 10 in about 2 minutes. Is that possible? Right. What a positive answer. We will see. Right, now let's see how many languages do we know 1 to 10 here. Obviously there is Tamil, English, any other language? Hindi, Telugu, Kannada, Malay, Spanish, French, Mandarin. See, I'm not in time for Japanese. Right, now this is very powerful. Pardon? Okay. So I will, this is one version of Japanese, so I want you to do what I am doing and say what I am saying. Okay, this is action-based learning. I will shut off the internet services. This is because I'm a 420 speaker. Alright, so let's get started. And 1 in Japanese is ichi. So please scratch yourself. Ichi. 2 in Japanese is ni. Ni. What is 1? Ichi. So kai katti ichi panna mudiyadhu. So ichi. 2 is ni. Ichi. Ni. 3 in Japanese is the sun outside. Sun. 3 is sun. 4 is she. Emma, you will join me, Emma. 4 is she. So let's do 1 to 4 together. Ichi, ni, san, shi. Somebody's pointing she towards me. 5 in Japanese is go, move, go. 6 in Japanese is what do you say for stop in Hindi? 6 is roku. 5 is go. 6 is roku. So what is 5? Go. 6 is roku. Let's do 1 to 6 together. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku. 7 in Japanese is when you have a cold, what do you do? Achi. So 7 in Japanese is chichi. Watch out for your neighbor. 7 is chichi. 8 is you sneeze with a hat. Hachi. So what is 8? Hachi. So what is 7? Chichi. 8 is hachi. Let's do 1 to 8 together. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, chichi, hachi. the Jew cap. Jew. Jew. What is 10? Jew. Jew. So let's do 1 to 10 together.
Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, ichi, hachi, ku,
Jew. So can you do it without my prompt? You try? 1, 2, 3, start.
Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, ichi, hachi, ku,
You're a lovely audience. Thank you very much.
This is authentic Japanese 1 to 10. All money wapas. Alright. Obviously we learned it in a very quick time. And there are deep embedded learning principles in this. What made us learn this so fast? Action, association, interaction, peer pressure. For some reason, people have been picking me up from the morning. So whenever they said we all make entrepreneurial mistakes, they looked at me. And even I think this was Vasanta Kumar. Is he around?
No.
So when he talked about Nobel Prize, he looked this side. And when he talked about obesity, he looked at me. He said all the Nobel Prize winners, he looked here. And then by the time obesity came, obese people. So she's already talking to me like peer pressure, that's fine. So there's one other learning principle that's involved in this. Yeah, humor for sure. Action, association, humor is emotion. One more.
funny speaker.
Funny speaker. I will take that. Today I am the dartboard. I love it. I am very sure you will remember Ichigi for a long time. Why is that?
Action.
Repetition. Give a round of applause. So essentially, we talked about some learning principles called action, association, repetition, humor as an emotion. Now what you just articulated was chapter 1, page 1 of Learning Sciences. So I represent a company. Me and Ritu have personally worked for more than 20 years researching how adults learn. We have put together about 400, 500 principles which are proprietary to us, which makes me understand how to make an adult learn, how to make him or her excited, how to ensure they transfer learning to work. Adult is a very strange animal. He or she will learn when he or she wants to. And one of our high point of our careers was when we were called by one of the largest corporations in Germany and some lawmakers. We went and addressed them on how to teach their adults. So we have a complete understanding of the evolving area of how an adult learns. And entrepreneurship was just happened because of that. So we were completely consumed by the passion of learning, and we've spent hours prior to founding my company, I would have been in any classroom that you can think of. I've taught CEOs, management, college students, professors, politicians, scientists, school teachers. I've been in every single adult learning forum, and that's what gives me the strength to stand in front of you. So my topic today is education technology, making learning accessible and affordable. I'll keep it very short. Next slide. So is there a pointer that works? Does it work?
Yeah, it works.
So I press the right button. Oh, that works. So the topic that you see is access and affordable, but to me that's an incomplete equation. Access and affordable of effective education. There are far too many simplistic models which throws videos on the internet and say we have a learning program. The serious YouTubes of internet are claiming to be education companies. But how do you make a learning program effective is where the secret sauce lies. Affordable, doable, accessible, doable, but how do you make it effective? And I'm very happy to tell you that we have taken this learning science into digital technologies and we have impacted more than 100,000 users in India. And affordable, and I will cover that in a moment. So essentially, how do I make a program that is effective first? And then, how do I make it accessible and affordable? If it is not effective, no point making it accessible and affordable. So to me, that completes the equation. Again, accessible and affordable into effectiveness is a combination of three factors, X, Y, and Z, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This morning, I think it was Dr. Arun who was talking about digital disruption. And he was talking about how digital is impacting different industries. So I don't want to go into that, but in education, it made a couple of attempts. One attempt it made was the platform companies. You had any number of learning platform companies about 5-6 years back and said, okay, that's the way to solve education problem. And platforms were sold to every college, every corporate, and nothing came out. Because the platforms, in a sense, increased the work of a professor. It wasn't reducing his work, it was adding to his pain point. So that didn't kind of go anywhere. Then the second digital disruption of education happened when the MOOCs came by. And MOOCs has a place in the ecosystem. But MOOCs is for a motivated learner. Now some of you, I'm sure a lot of you would have taught sometime or the other in the classrooms. The motivated learner is about 10-15%. What happens to the unmotivated learner? MOOCs may not be the solution for it. So essentially we started thinking that if digital disruption has to happen in education, what's the best format? And when we looked around, we found the inspiration in media companies. Hindu is a media company, so is Khaleej Times, so is New York Times. But if you look at the way they're spreading themselves digitally, there is no one platform where Hindu is putting its content, Khaleej Times is putting its content, and New York Times is putting content. Each one are creating their own digital twin. Hindu has a digital twin, New York Times has a digital twin, Khaleej Times has a digital twin, Dinatandi has a digital twin. Now these twins don't compete with each other. There's no one platform like Yahoo where you go read all the news. They have created their own digital twins. The reason is the same news gets reported very differently in different newspapers. For example, I'm sure when a policy is announced here in immigration, in addition to reading New York Times, you'd be also reading the Hindu what the take from Indians is. You'd be reading the Dinatandi. The reason is content operates in a context. Content operates in a context. I can't sit in California or the Bay Area and East Coast and solve problems with Tirunelveli or Theni. The context out there is very, very different. I want to give another example. A very large American company, they were building this AI-based communication training program. So they were launching the prototype and they called me for commenting on it. The first lesson of that was, and they were launching it for India, for places, interiors of Tamil Nadu, all over India. The first topic in that program was how to do dating. I said, boss, you'll create gather at home. Mom and dad will beat the children up. Because content operates in a context. So then we said, okay, it's important that each learning institute, with all its beautifulness, with all its magnificence, needs to create their digital twin. And that's why we started focusing our energy. We started offering digital twinning relationships to the organizations. We take in our learning science, we take in our digital expertise, and we go to organizations and say, hey, why don't we collaborate and start making digital avatar of yourself, and hence disrupt education. Now, I'll just come back to this in a moment. These are some of the people who are already working with. You're working with UC Irvine, University of Arkansas, Annamalai University, CL Educate, and the list is long, but this is a small slide. We also started working with corporations. So a lot of universities, organizations in India in Singapore and in the US have started collaborating with us, saying, okay, I will take your learning science and platform and access to market, and let's digitally disrupt education through that. So you're a content expert operating in a context. I understand learning science and digital platform. Let's work together. Just want to spend a couple of minutes on the learning science. The model that we are offering all the digital training partnership is what we call as DeepC. D stands for digital, wherein we bring in a deep understanding of internet, mobile phone, VR, AR, and also AI. Very soon, hopefully by October and November, you will have a global launch of a massive AI product from India, from our labs. It's built all up in Chennai and Coimbatore. Because we believe that AI is a donkey, is a dog, it will listen to its master. AI is not the master. Domain is the master. As domain experts, we need to tell what the AI needs to do. So we understand learning science and we're using AI. So digital is one, and experience. It's very important, the experience of the learning program. The young gentleman here, I asked him that what percentage of today's session is exciting and what percentage is boring. He thought for a while and he said 60% is exciting and 40% is boring. But I'm sure it is the reverse, not the other. The experience of the program is very different. For example, some of the programs that we create, we actually have film directors coming and making it, film producers. Some of our artists have gone on to become Telugu film directors, advertising filmmakers. So I'm saying in education, not only you need digital technology, you need world-class creativity for experience and engagement. Our deepest of understanding of learning science said it is very critical the learner needs to be engaged by humans. So we created a whole lot of models, coaching, live facilitation, coaching on demand, where a learner can engage with human at any point of time. And when we did a study, even a little bit of human engagement makes a difference of 30 to 35% in the learning effectiveness. We built a massive platform, and I would like to take some people's inputs on the design of it, because I think there's a lot we need to do. And pedagogy, a forgotten word, which is what is the methodology you choose for a program? Do you teach big data, analytics, AI the same way as communication? As I speak, we offer about 100 programs, ranging from business to commerce to big data to ophthalmology to optometry to prosthodontics, rooftop gardening, kitchen gardening. That's the scale we operate. In fact, we're very happy to partner with one of Asia's largest research center, which is working on corneal blindness. So if you're working on such range of content, you can't be just shooting videos and putting up on the internet. That's how idlis are made. That's not what learning programs are created. I'm sure learning program has got more science than idli and those. I'm sure an ophthalmology has much more way of pedagogy than a communication program. So we built this, and before somebody tells me time is up, let me quickly. Okay. So access, I just want to give you some extreme example. I have armed forces who are studying in our platform. They're working in their borders and they're studying on our platform. Healthcare workers, hundreds of workers in the Middle East. I also have learners from very challenged terrains, like there's a place in Assam, apparently it rains, not Cherrapunji, some other place. And we have learners from there. So either they're geographically challenged or challenged for time, and even homemakers, a lot of homemakers who've taken a break, who want to get back into corporate, they study. So I provide access not only to the people who are geographic challenged, so time challenged, money challenged, the entire works. In fact, I even have a father and son doing the same program. And we have a variety of learners ranging from 18 to 65, we are providing access. Affordable. We can create a 3-year bachelor degree program for $400. I have given proposal to 3 large state governments in India where I said, give me $100, I will create graduates out of Indians. Give me $200, I'll give you postgraduate out of Indians. Because it is not the confidence on my content, it is the confidence on my process. For example, I can take any one of you, if you are good in some area, I can make a digital twin of you and beat you in the classroom. It's your content, not my content. So my profound confidence in that makes it very affordable. In fact, there are some of the programs that we offer, they're at 20% the market fee. So we not only are cracking the effective problem, we're also making it accessible, we're also making it affordable. So back to the equation. So if you need to make education accessible, affordable and effective, you need to invest in learning science, we need to invest in digital technologies, we need to invest in digital twinning. And that's what exactly we're doing. Since we've come this far, I will also plug one more bit of my company a little bit. So we are currently at this stage, we are essentially a learning science company. Technology is a medium for our learning science. We've gone through 4 phases. We began with learning science and blended programs. Then we moved on to digital programs. Now we are making absolute kick-ass AI, VR, AR shells, which I think will storm India and the US. And I am the youngest entrant to, entrant sounds so familiar. I'm the youngest entrant to ATA. We just started a Silicon Valley office last month. And we started a Singapore office also. I hope to bring the technologies here and to make education accessible, affordable and effective. And I also understand higher education, the fees are a major problem in America. I don't know whether I'm going to solve that, but let's give it a shot. And as I close, just want to share about one thing that I find the ATA leadership very inspiring. Obviously my work takes me to all over the world, and I've met hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And somewhere you do make up your own opinions right up front. I found this ATA is full of intention. I think it's a thankless job. You guys are doing a great job. So please give a round of applause for this. Yeah, surely. I thank Venki and Harsha for hosting me. Thank you very much. And I think ATA rocks. And I'm a compulsory teacher. Let's do a revision of Japanese 1 to 2 before.
Repetition. 1, 2, 3, start. Ichi ni san shi go ro ichi hachi go. Thank you very much.
Latest last speaker of the day. Thank you so much, Kobe, for making the trek and coming all the way from India to attend this event and participate with us. This is a small part of appreciation. Thanks for teaching us 1 to 10 in Japanese.
Thank you very much for all those who stayed back. We started with something like about 200 people, and a stage came when my